Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. Look what I have with me. I got sent Vanngo PR. If you guys don't know yet, Vanngo is a new brand coming to Sephora. He is a Vietnamese makeup artist. He is huge on Instagram. He's got a YouTube channel and he now has a brand at Sephora. The PR package is this incredible makeup artist travel bag and they sent it to me packed full of everything he's releasing. So in today's video I am of course going to review everything for you. We'll swatch every single product in this bag, try as much as possible. Now I believe I was sent every single palette and I will swatch all of the palettes for you, but I will be picking one to wear and I will do further looks with the rest of them in future videos or shorts or whatever, because I can't try them all today. Anyways, if you're excited for today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up, and I have the links to every single product I'm going to be talking about today down below in the description box. And check out what this looks like in here. They sent so much of their new makeup. I believe this is every single palette. I have a bronzer, a blush, 3 lipsticks, eyeliners up there. I honestly cannot wait to try it all. As you can see, I do already have my base on. I have foundation and concealer on. Let me get everything out of the PR package and we will start trying all of these products. I have a little information on the line here. It says color with confidence. Vanngo's beauty transforms makeup artistry for the everyday with high performance formulations and bold color made wearable. And you guys know that's kind of my specialty here on my channel. I take very dramatic makeup palettes and colorful makeup palettes and I make wearable eyeshadow looks with them. So I'm excited for what he did. We have 8 eyeshadow palettes that have 4 different formulas. He has what they're calling a 3D matte formula, innovative cream to powder for high impact pigments. That's exciting. Matte, velvety, soft, true matte finish, satin, soft luminosity without glitter, and then metallic finishes with a dimensional pearl blend for maximum shine. 8 palettes curated by Hong into wearable shade families. I have them all with me, so I will show you every single palette, every single shade. He also launched longwear eyeliners in 10 different shades named after Hong's signature eyeliner tips. Creamy matte lipsticks, 18 hand-mixed shades named after Hong's journey in life as a makeup artist. Pure, intensely pigmented color with a modern matte finish, weightless, comfortable, and it feels like second skin. Accentuated longwear lip liners, which have a smooth, gliding color that moves with your lips all day. And he has 9 shades of the lip liner. It says unique shade range, can mix and match with your favorite lipsticks to complement your lip shape, skin tone, or favorite look. We also have 3 soft coal velvet eyeliners. They are in a creamy wood pencil that's easy to smoke out, blend, or soften in 3 classic shades: brown, fashion black, and taupe. Then he's also launching 6 shades of very beautiful velvet blushes. Cashmere inspired powder melts into skin with a blurring cloud matte finish. I love that. And lastly, soft blurring bronzers. There's also 6 shades of the bronzers. It says blurring powder bronzer to warm skin tone with a dimensional soft focused finish. Everything from his makeup brand comes in this beautiful red packaging here. These are the 8 eyeshadow palettes, which I cannot wait to get into. Everything comes in this red plastic packaging and the price point for these products is not bad at all, considering it's high-end makeup. This right here is the very beautiful velvet blush in the shade Second Language. Take a look right there. I love me a mauvey pink blush, and ooh, it looks really pigmented and it blends nicely from the swatch of it. Let me show you the bronzer as well. Here is the soft blurring bronzer, and the shade I have with me is the shade Straightforward. The pan of the bronzer is a little larger. Take a look at the color there. A beautiful neutral shade. The components are the same size, but you can see that there is a size difference between the pans. The bronzer is larger. In fact, the bronzer has 15.5 grams whilst the blushes have 8.5 grams. grams. So almost double the size, and I actually love that, and it makes total sense because you use bronzer in a much broader area on your face than you do blush, which is why I always tell you guys I love the jumbo bronzers. This one's not quite jumbo, but it is large. His blushes retail for $32 and the bronzer retails for $38. Here are the 3 different pencils he's launching, starting with the lip liner. I got mine in the shade Fill It In, and here is what it looks like. You guys know I love this type of lip liner that looks kind of like in between brown and pink. Very natural and very similar to my lip color. The lip liners retail for $24. The gel eyeliners are twist top eyeliners, and they also retail for $24. I'm going to swatch mine for you right there. Extremely soft and pigmented right away. Very impressive in that sense. I barely touched my face and I got a super thick line with that one. And the lip liner is also a twist up, by the way. I didn't realize that right away. Lastly, the kohl eyeliner, which is a wooden pencil, and this one retails for $22. I got mine in the shade Taupe, and you can see right there how pigmented and smooth that one is as well. Just upon getting them out of the box, I'm pretty impressed with the lipsticks right away because I didn't expect the packaging to feel as luxurious as it does. I was sent 3 out of the 14 lipstick shades, and this isn't a plastic packaging in a lipstick. It's not overly ornate either, but it feels weighted, it feels cool to the touch, and it has a magnet in there. So this packaging definitely feels more luxurious than everything we've opened so far. Anyways, I have 3 shades with me. This one is called New York Red, and check out how stunning that looks right there. Of course, I'm going to swatch it for you. These are super intensely pigmented. I barely had to touch my skin and it went crazy. See how it doesn't even look like I used it because it barely grazed the back of my hand. Very impressed by the lipstick so far. Okay, I have another shade here. This one is called Nothing Impossible. Let's go ahead and swatch it. See, super pigmented right away. This one's kind of like a warm nude lipstick. Third and last, I think this might be the one I end up wearing today, the shade Wild Rose. Take a look right there. It's a beautiful warm rose type color. All 3 of them are super pigmented, and I wouldn't call it a matte finish, but they feel very hydrating and glidey, which is a great thing. I think they have more of a natural finish to them. Very beautiful. They describe them as a creamy matte finish, so that makes sense. Time to get all of their palettes out of their cases. I'm very excited about these. All of the palettes are out of the box. Every single palette comes with the red plastic casing, 8 different shades inside, and they each retail for $49. Additionally, they all have very different color stories from one another. Majority of the palettes are kind of like a curated selection of a particular color. This one is purple, obviously, and each shade doesn't have a name. They are numbered 1 through 4, 5 through 8 in each palette. So that is how I'll be calling out the shades when I swatch them, which honestly makes things simpler. So let's start with this one since it was the one on the top of my pile. This is the Passionate Purple palette, and it has 8 shades. Each shade is 1.8 grams, which is larger than usual. I think most brands do 1 gram shadows. We have 1.8 grams per shadow in this palette. Here are the first 4 shades. This is shade 1, which seems to be that creamy matte formula they were talking about. Shade 2, 3, which is a regular powder matte, and shade number 4, which seems to be a metallic finish. Here are the next 4 shades. We have shade 5, 6, 7, and 8. So check it out. This right here is the purple palette swatched. The shades don't strike me as the most pigmented eyeshadows ever, but they do strike me as the type of like buildable soft shade that is very easy to build up and to work with. So hopefully that is the case once I try it on my eyelids. But this right here is the first color story. Ooh, this one is interesting and fun. Next, we'll swatch Composed Cool, which is pretty much like a black and white type palette. We got some grays, we got some metallic silvers, a white, a black. Let's see how this swatches. I'm very curious. Here are shades 1 through 4. This silver is intense. Okay, here's shade 1, very pigmented. 2, 3, and 4. This one is immediately swatching better than the purple palette. Here are the next 4 shades. Every shade feels extremely creamy. Here is 5. That is 1 intense creamy matte black. Are you kidding? 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to intensify the white a bit. Take a look right there. This one honestly swatched so much better than the purple palette. I've always heard purple shadows are hard, and the purple swatches weren't bad, but they definitely weren't as creamy and pigmented as this palette is. That black is actual insanity. So good. This one is so beautiful. I don't know that this looked so beautiful in the pictures I saw online, but in person it's stunning. So this right here is the shade New Neutral, and it is an absolutely gorgeous eyeshadow palette. I feel like this one's going to be very popular. Now, the most special thing I have swatched so far is the creamy matte shadows, because they truly are pigmented but not powdery, and so I feel like those will definitely work beautifully on the eyes. Here are the first 4 shades. 1, see, this is one of those creamy mattes. They just apply so beautifully. 2, 3, and 4. Also, the metallics in this palette are gorgeous, and this right here would be a really nice transition shade. Moving on to the bottom row, we have 5, 6, 7, and 8. Really love these colors, and I really love this color story overall. This one's definitely a top contender for which one I'm going to wear today. This one is called Wonderful Warm, and it is a warmer but also very natural looking eyeshadow palette. This one is also very beautiful. 1, ooh, that's creamy. That's gorgeous. Okay, 2, 3, and 4. Take a look right there. Here's the bottom row. 5, super creamy. 6, 7, whoa, pigment, and 8. Another gorgeous palette. This one is screaming fall to me, so also a top contender for which one I want to wear right now. I love the creamy matte shades. It's my favorite thing about these for sure. Next palette is very rosy, and it is called the Rebellious Red and Pink palette. Here's the top row on my fingers, and let's go ahead and swatch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The second shade, it was very creamy. And then the bottom row, which this red is intense. That is shade number 5 right there. Super pigmented. 6, 7, and 8. And so here's how the Rebellious Red and Pink palette swatches. Then we have this one here. It's called Outstanding Orange, and it is a pretty orangey eyeshadow palette. That second metallic shade looks so beautiful. Let's see how it swatches. Here's the top row. I have such high expectations for those first 3 shades because we have 2 creamy mattes and that metallic color, and everything looks so beautiful. Here's 1. Do you see how evenly and how pigmented that applied? Wow. 2, 3, and then 4. This is just a regular powder shimmer. Here's the bottom row. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So check it out. This is the Outstanding Orange palette. Very warm, very beautiful. My favorite thing about it is for sure these shades up here. These 2 colors are pretty close to one another, but this one's more like a brick orangey type shade, and this one's more of a softer color. I felt like when I had my hand closer to the camera, they looked very similar, but I promise you they're not the same. Ooh, this one is fun. Check out the Generous Green and Yellow. It says green and yellow, but I only see green. It's called the Generous Green and Yellow eyeshadow palette. I guess this one is a greenish yellow type color. The rest of it is very green though. Here is the top row swatch. This forest green intense shade right here looks incredible. So here's shade 1. This is the one I'm talking about. Shade 1, 2, ooh, that's nice. 3 and 4, which is like a gold lime type color. Here's the first row. This right here is the bottom row. So we have colors 5, 6, 7, and 8. Honestly, the most impressive thing about this one to me was this forest green matte color. It's so creamy and so pigmented. Lastly, we have another very colorful palette, and it is called the Brilliant Blue palette. Take a look right there. All shades of blue. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of blue eyeshadow, but a few of these shades I would wear. I love me a frosty blue and a very intense navy blue, and these down here actually I'm excited about because they look teal rather than blue. So let's swatch them. Here is the top row. 1, 2, 3. This first one swatched kind of patchy. Let me see if I can make it even if I go back. Oh yeah. See, I went back over it. I added a bit more. It's a nice buildable shade. And then 4, which is a frosty light pearly blue. Ooh, I'm excited for the teals. I just said in a video like 3 days ago that we need more teals in makeup. So I'm excited for this blue palette to have a couple of teal shades. Take a look right here. Those look so exciting to me. Here is the bottom row. And so we have shades 5, stunning. 6, also stunning. 7, which is not a blue I personally would wear. And 8, which is a very pastel light blue color. So check it out. These are the swatches of the blue palette. Blue and teal palette. I love the teal shades in this one. It's making me want to wear it. Or should I combine a couple? While I decide on an eyeshadow look, let's go ahead and try the rest of the makeup, starting with the bronzer. And when I was browsing through Hong Vanngo's Instagram account and watching some of his YouTube videos, I noticed he uses Refer brushes all the time, and you guys know Refer brushes are my favorite, so of course I'm going to be using Refer brushes today. So this is my Refer number 5, which is the most perfect bronzer brush, and we are going to go into my bronzer in the shade Straightforward and start applying it. I have been dying to bronze my face since I started this video because the foundation I'm wearing is a little lighter than my complexion right now, and I have been feeling so pale. This is blending beautifully. It has a bit of a smoothing effect on the skin for sure, and I love that the color is not warm. It's also not a super cool tone bronzer, but it is not warming up my complexion, which I appreciate because I want my bronzers to give me some color, but I have a neutral to cool complexion and things can turn very yellow looking on me very fast, and this is not doing that at all. It's actually giving me the color I want, but with a very neutral undertone, which I can appreciate. Great first impressions of the bronzer because it's exactly what I want in a bronzer. It has a large pan, it is blurring the skin, it is sculpting and giving color at the same time, and it's my favorite type of pigmentation on a bronzer where you can see it right away but it's not too pigmented and it's diffusing very nicely and building up really nicely as well. So the bronzer formula is definitely right up my alley. I feel so much better with bronzer on. I would say it's comparable to the bronzers I reach for the most in my collection. Moving on to the blush, and I have my blush in the shade Second Language, and I'm also going to be applying it with a Refer number 5 and just buffing it on my cheeks and into the bronzer. Very pretty blush, and it does have the blurring effect that it promised in the description. I also really like the pigmentation. It's not super highly pigmented right away. It's one that you build up, which is my favorite as well when it comes to blushes, because that way I can build it up exactly to my desired level of intensity rather than adding too much blush on, which is not something I appreciate. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know this is kind of like the look I like. So far so good. Bronzer and blush both work incredibly well for me. Let me go ahead and try the lip liner next. As I said earlier, mine is in the shade Fill It In. I love how soft, creamy, and pigmented it is, and I really like this shade. I think from the shades that they sent over, the one that would match this lip liner better, even though it wouldn't be a pairing I would pick myself, is the shade Wild Rose, just because the lip liner is a nice cool tone lip liner, which honestly I prefer, and the shade Wild Rose is a bit more on the warm side, but I'll pair them together anyways and see what happens. I'm also going to try the red because the red is insane. Very pigmented, you barely have to touch your lips with these, and I'm blending it with the lip liner. You know what? This is a combination I would normally not do, but I like it. I think it looks really good. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. You guys know I'm always very like cool tone with cool tone, warm tone with warm tone, but that works. And I want to see if you could wear these without a lip liner, although I usually always prefer a lip liner, but let's try it out. They're so pigmented, maybe you can get away with anything. Not bad. That is the shade Nothing Impossible. Again, this might not be a shade I would pick for myself. However, I don't hate it. And most importantly, the formulation of these lipsticks I think is fantastic. Let's try the New York Red because I am super curious about that one. Let's go for it. This is a very bright red, and keep in mind I applied it with no lip liner on. This one I think would benefit from a little bit of lip liner, although I feel like I did pretty good with it. But oh my goodness, this is a really beautiful bright red for like the one day a year when I wear red lipstick, like around Christmas. I love. Also, it makes your teeth look very white. I got you a little closer. Let's go ahead and start on the eyeshadow look, and I'm still not sure exactly what I want to do. I truly, with my whole heart, want to incorporate at least one of the teal shadows in the eyeshadow look, but I'm not going to use the blue palette. Okay, so I'm going to start with the new neutral eyeshadow palette. I'm going to start building a base for the eyeshadow look with this one, and maybe hopefully if I feel confident to do it, I might incorporate a teal on the outer corner of the eye. We'll see. First shade I'm going to use is the shade 3 as kind of the base slash beginning of a transitioning shade all throughout the crease of the eye. And this base color doesn't have a lot of pigment, but I don't think it needs to, because you just want it to even out the eyelid slightly and to make it easier for other shades to blend on top of it. So with a reference number 15 brush, which is my favorite blending brush, I'm just adding that color all through the crease. And then to start intensifying things, I'm going to grab shade 1. This is one of the creamy, very pigmented colors. So I'm going to start by adding it to the outer third of the eyelid and slowly blending it up and inwards through the crease. A shade in the middle would have been the color 6 down here, but this one is not as cool tone. I wanted to keep a cool tone. So shade 1 is the one I'm going for, and I'm just going to blend it and kind of stretch it to the best of my ability. And I'm just making sure I'm blending shade 1 really nicely through the crease. It was actually easier to do the second eye in comparison to the first one because I knew what I was doing a bit better. So now that we have this base on, let's do the teal on the outer V of the eye, and then we might go back to like neutrals on the eyelid. And the teal shade I want to use is shade 5 from the blue palette. So I'm going to grab a bit of it and add it on the outer third of the eyelid back here. Okay, I like that. I like that. And then I'm going to very, very lightly blend it up into the crease. And the same thing over here. Teal shades are so fun. I love. No regrets. No regrets with that decision. We gotta add some teal to the outer third of the under eye. This is a reference number 13. And I gotta run my brown neutral shades through the bottom edge and inner part of the under eye. I'm using a different brush for this. This is a number 14 mini. For the eyelid, I'm going to go with shade number 7. And I'm going to add it very carefully, starting at the edge of the teal shade. Tapping it in place and moving forward towards the inner corner. And I'm using a reference number 21 for this. This is what a light layer of that number 7 shade would look like, but over here I kind of packed it. So I'm going to add more to this side because I do want it to look intense. In the waterline, I'm going to apply the gel eyeliner in the shade Tie It Together. Oh, this is that warm color. Okay, very pigmented, but it doesn't match this eyeshadow look. I forgot I had requested a warm brown shade. So we're going to go with the kohl eyeliner instead, which is in the shade Taupe, and that is going to match this much better. Let me carefully remove the eyeliner from my waterline. I think I got it. Taking it off was a bit of a struggle, but at least we know it is very pigmented and very long lasting because it was not moving, okay? I'm going to do the kohl eyeliner pencil in the shade brown. They didn't send me taupe, they sent me brown instead. So here's the shade brown on its own, and here it looks a little warmer because of the previous color. Both eyeliners are very nicely pigmented. This brown is also a little on the warm side, and it wouldn't have been my first pick to combine with the teal eyeshadow, but I wanted to show you the eyeliners anyways. I just neutralized it a bit more with the taupe eyeliner from Natasha Denona because it was looking a little too warm. And I'm happier with the way this looks now. I'm back, and check it out. This right here is the finished look. I applied mascara, added some Ardo Wispies, and the lips is the first lip combo I did, but I did it a bit differently because I have the teal eyeshadow on the eyes and I didn't want anything to be too warm. I mostly lined my lips with the lip liner in the shade Fill It In, and I filled it in almost all the way. However, in the center I did dab just a little dab of the lipstick in the shade Wild Rose right here in the middle, and I blended it into the lip liner. And so that is the lip combo I am wearing right now, and I feel like it goes well with the eyeshadow look. Overall, I had an absolute blast playing with Hong Vanngo's makeup line today, and I cannot wait to see what you guys have to say in the comment section below. If you're interested in any of these products, the links are down in the description box. Overall, like I said, I had a blast playing with everything. The bronzer and the blush were 10 out of 10. All of the lip liners and eyeliners are super pigmented and super creamy, so I have no complaint when it comes to those. The lip combo I love, and I thought that the eyeshadows performed really well with minimal fallout. Some of the shades are extremely richly pigmented and some of the other shades aren't, but I feel like they all kind of serve their purpose beautifully. I'm obsessed with the eyeshadow look I created today. I need more teals in makeup because I love a teal eyeshadow look, I gotta say, and I like it especially combined with more natural looking neutral shades. I love the way everything turned out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.